Hi there, Manuel here with House and Garden DIY, rental and repair videos. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can quickly and easily fix your Samsung dryer if it is no longer heating, and you can save money in the process by doing it yourself instead of calling a repair guy. And particularly if your Samsung dryer model is a DV22K6800, you should watch this video to the end, as I'll share with you the mistakes I made with that model, which will save you lots of time, as my initial problem investigation with that model took me over an hour, but once I knew what to do, the actual fix only took like 15 minutes. So chances are, if you're watching this video, that your Samsung dryer stopped heating, similar to mine, and you're trying to figure out what to do next. My first thought, similar to yours, was to do some online research on how to fix it, and to my surprise, it seemed to be a fairly common issue with Samsung dryers that they stop heating, as their heating element can break after only a few years, or if you're unlucky, even after a few months. My dryer was only a bit over 2 years old when it stopped heating, which to me still felt pretty new, and I was frustrated that it already had issues. How long did your dryer work before it stopped heating? Let me know in the comments below. So I started to search online for possible solutions. And as I could not find something specific for my Samsung dryer model, which is a DV22K6800, but lots of Samsung dryers in general, I went with one of those, and they all reference that the heating element is on the bottom right corner and that the model number is DC47-00019A. When I looked at Amazon, lots of different vendors offered that heating element, and it was pretty cheap, around 30 Canadian at the time. So I simply ordered one of those and was going to give it a try, as it sounded like all Samsung dryers use the same heating element, which would kind of make sense. But once the heating element arrived and I started to take my dryer apart, I noticed to my surprise that it did not have a heating element where all the other videos had referenced it. I guess that would have just been too easy. But as the dryer was already apart at that point, I started to look around a little and investigated where the heating element could be, and found out that it's actually located on the back. So once I knew how it looked like, I started another search, and apparently the Samsung dryer DV22K6800 uses a different heating element with the model number DC47-00030H. This part actually seems pretty rare and difficult to find. Only one Amazon vendor offered it in Canada. I've added the link in the description. At the time, I could only find original parts, which hiked the price for the heating element to a steep 160 Canadian dollars plus tax. But as disappointing as the price tag was, and that the initial heating element broke, the easier it was to replace it once I knew how to, so that was at least a good trade-off. So let's get started with the actual heating element replacement. For safety, don't forget to unplug your dryer, so there is no electricity. As mentioned, for the Samsung dryer DV22K6800, the heating element is located in the back. Once you have access to the back, you can simply unscrew the back plate, which has about 8 screws, and then you can see the heating element already. It is only held in place by 2 screws at the bottom, and once they're unscrewed, you can pop the element out. But is still connected to the cables to the dryer, and there is no obvious way to easily disconnect them, as the cables disappear inside. At this point, it is helpful to know that you don't need to open this metal cap here, as that was my first thought, but didn't quite work or do anything. So you do actually need to take the top off by unscrewing these 2 screws here. Once the top is off, you can see some cables in the top back right corner. There's not a lot of room in there, and the cables are close to the dryer drum. But try to locate where they come in and follow them to the clip where you can disconnect them. Then you can simply pop out the rubber thing that is attached to the cables to protect them from where they go from the inside out, and voila, the heating element is disconnected. Now you pretty much backtrack your steps. So wire the cables from the new heating element from the outside through the hole and connect them with the clips inside again. Then fit the heating element in place and tighten the 2 screws on the bottom again to hold it in place. Then pop the rubber piece that protects the cables into the hole in the back wall of the dryer. Reattach the top with 2 screws at the back corners. Then you can close off the back with the metal plate and tighten it with the 8 screws. Now, you might want to test the new heating element by running the dryer for a minute or so and see if there is warm air inside the dryer after that. At this point, everything should be working again for you and your dryer should be all back to how it was before, plus the newly installed heating element, which will hopefully last longer than the old one. I hope this video was helpful for you and saves you some time in figuring out how to fix your dryer. Leave me a comment of your experience replacing your dryer heating element and how long it took you. See you in the next video.